Thank you. I'm Mary Turck. I edit the Twin Cities Daily Planet, which I think would probably fall into your news site category. And as I read the research and as I listened to you talk, I thought our problem is not as much making the site more accessible to people, because we do have ways for people to post material.
That's right.
But in encouraging, fostering, and mentoring people to write, to take the videos and send them in, to do the photography, because it's not something that's easy. It's not easy to report a story. Some examples from my email box this morning. There was a complaint from the subject of an article that one of our citizen journalists is working on. So that requires some response to the complaint from the subject, who doesn't like the fact that there's going to be an article, and also a response to the citizen journalist saying, yes, there's a complaint, but the real focus is the focus on your article, not on the complaint. You don't necessarily need to defend what you're doing. What you need to do is report the story, and you're doing a good job of that. And all of that is emblematic of a challenge, that when people who don't have a university credential or a regular paycheck from a legacy media operation are writing stories, they face challenges that would not be made or would not deter reporters from large institutions. And lots of people are intimidated by that. If I write a story and somebody jumps all over me because of it, I don't like that. I know we have some of our citizen journalists in the audience who've had that experience. And encouraging people to keep going and getting people to write those first articles is one of the biggest challenges, I think, for our news sites, for citizen journalism, for citizen journalists. But the other three interesting responses in my mailbox this morning were people who had things to say about a Voices piece, an op-ed piece we had published last week. So for two of them I could say, oh, here's your way in. Here's how to post your response as a letter to the editor or as a comment to the article, and I encourage you to do it both ways. And the third one I said, this is longer, this is more thoughtful, so I went through it as an editor and said, I'm going to put an HTML link to the original article here, and here you could expand on this, and then I put that edited copy back in the mail and said to the person, we'd like to publish this as another Voices piece, but it needs to be longer and you need to explain a few things. Take a look and see if you want to go to that trouble. And I just got an email from her as we sat here saying, yeah, I think I'd like to do that. So that kind of encouraging and mentoring and reaching out to people, bringing them into the news process, I think is crucial for citizen journalism. I suspect the reason that the blogs score so much lower than the news sites is that the blogs are very individual creatures where one person or two people or a small group of committed people, as Matt referred to, this is their operation. But if we want to do citizen journalism and invite a wide variety of people, some of whom we may disagree with, to participate in the site, then it takes a lot more work. My friends may know that, oh, well, maybe I can send an article to Mary and she might want to publish it. But what about the people that I've never met, and what about the people who think, the Daily Planet is an X, Y, or Z kind of site and that's not my people, so they probably wouldn't publish me. How do we let people know that that's not the case? Those are some of the challenges. And I think that they come together around the big challenge of encouraging and mentoring and reaching out to people, which we've tried to do through citizen journalism classes, through workshops, through having writers groups in both cities every week, through Open Newsroom, and we're still trying to find more methods. And I'd like to hear from other people about how they're reaching out and encouraging people to participate. I think another one of the challenges is the technology itself. Sure, people can comment on our site, but they can't comment and then see their comment go up. We have to moderate those because we get such a huge volume of spam. And that's a technological difficulty. How do you get around that? Sure, we want people to send their photos in, but they have to be a specific size or they won't fit on the screen. And if you send me 8 megs of photos, it's going to overwhelm my email box, and how do we deal with those technological challenges? The uptake, one of our community media partners was streaming live video from the Excel Center last night, and it kept breaking because there was just so much going on online. And that's a technological challenge. So for new media, I think besides the outreach, there are the technological challenges, and unlike the Strib across the river, when we want to do something new, we don't have somebody from sales and 6 people from tech and all this. We just don't have those resources to get it all to work. So it is more of a challenge. And that brings up the final challenge, which is financing. Margaret alluded to the fact that everybody wants advertising, nobody's getting much of it. And yeah, that's true. We need to figure out how to finance this model. We need to figure out how to make it something people want enough so that somebody's going to pay for it. How to get enough readers, that tipping point so that advertisers want us. Or how to get subscriptions a la NPR. We need to figure out that financing model to make it all work. And we need to continue to tell people and to tell ourselves that we are open to more participation by more people with different kinds of stories to tell, with different ways of telling stories, with a video that they'd like to share. All of that is part of the ongoing challenge. And I think the survey, I'm looking for a list of those sites so that I can go look at them and get more ideas. And I'm looking for all of us to share ways that we've met these challenges and found ways to get people to participate in the enterprise.
Excellent.